Shits. Yo, see what it is? Your boy MC back in the build. We talk about the West Coast icon. When you talk about icons, you got the masters of the hooks. Domino, one code 187 Nate Dogg. But here's the unforgotten, the very underrated, the cool with it, smooth with it, Mr. Zoom himself. The rapper Cocaine. He gave you some hook for easy ease. Any last word? It's the end of the world, and brothers ain't got no satisfaction. I'm take my mind. Now I pop a cop in the head, now I'm blasting. I'm roll with the ease. You can't mess with the easy. Mr. Bad, I'm up. Wet I'm up. He gave that zoom from the I love the east side does. That's no Snoop Dogg, Trey D's, and Goldilocks. So here we go now. Here we go. One man dressed like Mike Check. I'm the new Spectre Deck. Deck. You know what it is. The DECT. Hoping everyone doing good on this Monday. Heck yeah, we got it. Miss I love it. Boom. Cherry Buddy Long Jr. born March 10th, 1969. Better known by his stage name. What up, salute fam? I'm glad you realized it's my new YouTube name. Had to shorten it to a more simpler name. Appreciate your auntie for all some love. Yeah, been good. Been adapting with this new modern times. Changing the channel. Well, it's gonna still be the same cool stuff. But yeah, I've been good. Appreciate what you do with the purge and changing the game on YouTube for young brothers like me. But yeah, man, we gotta give credit to where credit due to my rapper Cocaine. I know people forget about hooks, man, but I'm a 90s baby. I gotta give Cocaine his props. You know why he's still with us? Because we've been losing some legends. Rest in peace to the rappers, that we have lost. Biggie, Salute, Tupac. Biggie my icon, Tupac my icon, Easy my icon. Salute to Big Pun, Prodigy, X from Houdini. But yeah, man, since we talk about rappers, let's talk about the still living legend. He's still doing big things. My man Cocaine. If you're early 2000s babes, he was like next to Nate Dogg. He was like one of them hook legends. That is true, man. You ain't never lied. But yeah, Jerry Buddy Jr. was born March 10th, 1969. Better known by his stage name, Cocaine, is an American rapper and singer, best known for his distinctive vocal style and numerous guest appearances, such as on Snoop Dogg's The Last Meal. He began his career in 1984 before, in 1989, he recorded a 3-song demo with Code 187, Salute to Code 187, my other West Coast brother, if you want to say, from another mother, and was signed to Rufus Records. And he started co-writing songs for NWA and Above the Law before releasing his debut album in 1991. Dang, I would have been 1 year old when it came out. Also known, KK is also known as Who I Am, Sweet Talk, Coca, Mr. Kane, Bud, Dr. Kokenstein. Born Jerry Buddy Long Jr., March 10th, 1969, which makes him 57 years old. The Bronx, New York. Oh, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. So he was born in the Bronx, but moved to Cali. Origins, Panama, California, U.S. Genres, West Coast hip hop, G-Funk, my favorite funk of the time, next to P-Funk. Shout out to hometown hero George Clinton. North Carolina, Kannapolis, where my man George Clinton was born. Without him, this wouldn't be possible, so God bless the legend of the funk and soul, George Clinton. Genre, occupation, rapper, singer, songwriter, record producer, years after 1984 to present. Label: Rufus Records, Doggy Style Records, Circle Music Records, Straight Light Music Records, Buddy Boy Records. Entertainment: Early life. Long Jr. was born on March 10th, 1969, in the Bronx, New York City, the son of Motown composer Jerry B. Long Sr. and singer Deborah Long. His family soon relocated to Panama, California, where he would grow up surrounded by his father's work and later joined the gang 357 Gangsta Crips. He started his career at Eazy-E's Ruthless Records in 1989, co-writing songs for NWA and Above the Law, before releasing his solo album, Addictive Hip Hop Music, in 1991. He began his career as a vocalist in the mid 1980s before eventually being in 1989. He linked up with his cousin Code 187, who gave him the stage name, the moniker Kokane, spelled with a K, not a C. If you believe me, be breezy. And signed to the production deal with Laylo, the record of 3 songs demo he sent to Eazy, eventually signing to Eazy's Ruthless Records label in late 1989. His debut album, Addicted to Hip Hop Music, was released in 1991, on which he was credited as Who I Am, Who I. To avoid infringing the laws which forbid the use of its usual moniker, his first solo single, Nickel Slick N-Word, appeared on a deep cover soundtrack in addition to co-writing Appetite for Destruction for NWA's N-Words for Life. Long also contributed to other West Coast gangster rap albums such as Above the Laws, Black Mafia, Oldie But Goldie, but salute to that album. It aged very well. And I like the Above the Law Superman too. And in case you didn't know, I think Above the Law video is the first time we've seen the late great Eazy and the late great Tupac be in the video together. Not as rap. Well, Eazy was the guest because him and Dre was in the background of the video. Shout out to the YouTuber that showed me that. To see who else was in the mix. Of course, he had like same song was another video where Eazy had a guest appearance in a Tupac based video. But imagine if Tupac would have signed the Ruthless Records instead of Death Row, that would have been crazy. That's biggest hip hop what if. You know, Marvel Comics got the what if, but my hip hop what if is what if Tupac signed the Death Row. I mean, signed the Ruthless instead of Death Row. That would have been crazy. And for his second album, 1994's Funk Upon the Rhyme, Long just strictly changed his style, incorporating a great deal of singing and eccentric form of G-Funk. He would leave the Ruthless Records shortly after Eazy's death in 1995. He was supposed to be on Tupac Shakur's One Nation collaboration album, alongside others before Shakur's murder in 1996. Cut plans for the album short, he continued to make guest appearances to releasing his third solo album, Do Erica Records, in 1999, entitled They Call Me Mr. Kane. I love that album. Gotta check that out. And it was some Los Angeles posse cut. Some LA N-words from Dr. Dre's 2001 album. That Long's careers found a second wind. While Long had been involved with the West Coast hip hop since the dawn of gangster rap, he had been unable to secure any substantial success for himself. This changed after his work in 2001, through which Long developed a relationship with Snoop Dogg and the East Siders, Mr. Zoom 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 Zoom. He soon became involved with the East Siders' debut album, another oldie but goldie classic album from the West Coast. Debut and went to play the significant role as success of Snoop Dogg's The Last Meal. Ooh, another album that was successful. People sleep on Snoop Dogg's No Limit Soldier work. Well, the No Limit Records work. Us from the South recognize that, and of course, the West Coast recognize that. But if you want some hot fire, you gotta check out Snoop Dogg's albums he did with No Limit, because them albums was very underrated. And I don't care what mainstream social media say. We know what's good. We know our culture. We know what's still funky. And last Smith spent the next few years signed to Doghouse Records, working with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Kane. That album's the bomb too. I'm gonna have to listen to it today after this show. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Kane, and go back to Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Kane. I meant to say, and go back to memory lane on you. He later signed with Cox Records, forming a new group, the Hood Mob, comprehending himself and fellow rappers Quartet, Witch Contraband, and Contraband. They released their only self-titled album, The Hood Mob, on July 3rd, 2006. His 8th solo studio album, The Legend Continues, peaked at number 196 on the U.S. Billboard 200 albums chart. Over the course of the career long, he has worked with artists such as Above the Law, Badass Z, AZZ, C-Bo, Cypress Hill, Daz Dillinger, My Homie, Doggy's Angels, E40, Easy E, Rest in Peace, Freddie Gibbs, Goldilocks, Ice Cube, Corrupt, Mr. Short, Nop, Nipsey Hussle, Rest in Peace, Roscoe, Berlin Song, the underrated legend, Snoop Dogg, Spice One, Sugar Free, Alchemist, Big Trey D, Too Short, Dub C, Weasel Lock, no Weasel Loke, I should say, George Clinton, Razzcast, underrated, Booyah Tribe, underrated group, Absol, aka Cal S2, Young Buck, The Game, Tony Yayo, and many others. Personal life. Long married Elisa Long in 1991. The couple has 8 children, including Anisha C. Long, who is a singer signed to Buddy Boy Entertainment, a record label owned by Kokane. His discography is better than any biography. Studio albums. Addicted to Hip Hop Music in 1991. Funk Upon a Rhyme 1994. They Call Me Mr. Kane 1999. Mr. Kane Part 2 2005. Back to the Clap 2006. Spelled with TJ. So JJ said a THE. Bring you to you and me. Mr. Kane Part 2 2005. Back to the Clap 2006. Painkillers 2006. Give Me All Mine 2010. The Legend Continues 2012. Shut the F Up and Cut the Check 2014. Lady Cocaine presents Cocaine Love Songs 2015. King of G-Funk 2016. Lady Cocaine presents Cocaine Love Songs Volume 2 2017. It's Cocaine, Not Lemonhead 2017. Finger Roll 2019. The White Album 2022 is another good album. The Funking Adventures of Dr. Kokenstein Album Trilogy 2024. Collaboration albums. Collaboration albums, here we go. Gangster Rock with Chris Gentry, 2002. The Hood Mob with Contraband and Chris Ed, 2006. Rainy Lane and Cocaine and Rainy Lane, 2008. The New Frontier with Traffic, 2012. The Chemistry Joint Album with Tonic Slam, 2018. Filmography, The Watch, 2001. Old School, 2003. Naco Valley, 2018 soundtrack, and that's the story of the underrated, never duplicated, always unanticipated Cocaine. And before we go, shout out to Big Cuzzo Daz Dillinger, been my motivation for these past couple of years. I've been studying Daz. Man, people don't realize if you want to make it, I'm sorry, study Daz Dillinger interviews, study Eazy's interviews, study Biggie's interviews, study Tupac interviews. That's what I've been doing. That's how I've been learning how to roll with this. Man, people be sleeping on the knowledge, man. People say, oh, they too old school. F all that. Man, there's a lot of knowledge, especially for the upcoming YouTubers, you can use to what Easy said, especially Easy and Pop too, and Biggie. But the top two, I say Easy and Pop. And that's like learning to mold this entertainment. And now we out West Coast, all from North Carolina to Cali. Of course, not there in New York and Midwest state props too. They molded my life in this entertainment world. But shout out to Cocaine. God bless the legend. Gotta check out his new stuff too. When you think about hooks, you think about Nate Dogg. But Cocaine had some successful hooks too. So we out. And where's my West Coast brothers? From the East Siders? Zoom, 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 zoom. I love it. East Siders come out and play. Get you with the next video. Some more West Coast history and some more music history. What Tupac say? We do this from Cleveland to LA. But we got in North Carolina. What should Knight say before we end this? If you don't want to know, that's all in the videos, all in the studios recorded. Make all the money, come to Death Row. And shout out to Big Cuzzo Daz Dillinger. He taught me a lot of things. And I got some other stuff I learned from Daz I'll show you. I gotta leave it a mystery to have something to connect with. We don't want to tell the whole thing. Just come and see. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. And we almost there to monetization. If you want to help me, everyone subscribe to me that have it. Share these videos and like these videos. I can't do without you. God bless you. In the words of my icon, George Clinton, we say, keep the funk alive.